Hello, I'm so happy I got a hold of you. Welcome back to another exciting episode of LT Showcase. I am Lucious T, and this week we are looking at another most expensive games list because, well, I'm going to do a Icewind Dale update, and you'll find out why, but these videos have been doing better than most anything I've been doing, and I love talking about my collection and collecting in general, so if this is the direction you like the channel going, more stuff like this, less reviews, let me know, because hey, I'm up for it. I got a lot of ideas, too. I had to spend a bunch of money upgrading my, anyways, we'll get into that later. But most expensive was voted on by you on Twitter. There was a deadlock of 6 people who had voted 2 for N64, 2 for Genesis, and 2 for Game Boy, specifically Game Boy Color. Although really, I was open to doing both, but when I looked at my games, Game Boy Color is really, Game Boy Color is what won. And it's good because those are really the only games I have that are all that collectible. On Game Boy, my most expensive game is Belmont's Revenge. But anyways, let's get to the list. So we got 5 Game Boy Color games listed from least expensive to most expensive. Now a lot of these I've had from childhood or I've purchased very recently. So we'll start off with number 5. So number 5 is one of Nintendo's first forays into doing almost a remake, but not really a remake. I think this was just after Super Mario All-Stars. It is Zelda Link's Awakening DX. I have the cart and manual. This is one of my childhood games. This is actually one of the only games I think why I bought a Game Boy Advance was specifically to get this. When I bought the Game Boy Advance on launch day or close to launch day, I got Super Mario Advance and I got this. Unfortunately, I lost the box for it. I don't know how. I vaguely remember having the box for it and Pokemon Blue, and I think they were under my bed and got crushed, and for some reason I let them go. I cannot believe I did, especially because Pokemon Blue's box is insane now. So these, for number 5, go for $49.99. Yeah, 50 bucks. 50 bucks for a game that was probably $40 when it was new, and I'm missing the box. I don't know why Zelda DX is going up. All the Game Boy games seem to have gone up, just like everything's going up right now. But, hey, there you go. I also have the copy of The Link's Awakening, the regular one. The reason why it's DX is because they colorized it, and they added in a color dungeon, which I was never able to access. This was a fun game that I finally was able to beat for the channel for Hated Gems, I want to say 4 years ago now, jeez. And I like the game. I like the game. There's problems I have with it. I have this. I have the original Gray Cart copy that I got recently from a family friend when they gave me their Game Boy games. And I have the Switch version, which I have yet to play. I got it as a Christmas gift, I want to say last year or so. I don't know why. I gotta have my Zelda stuff. So yeah, Zelda DX is my number 5. Number 4. Gonna be a lot of Zelda on this list, I'm sorry. Number 4 most expensive Game Boy Color game is Zelda Oracle of Seasons. So when the Zelda Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons debate came up as a kid, I went with Ages. I did not go with Seasons. I heard Seasons was the easier game and the more Zelda-like game because I tried playing Ages and I just couldn't get into it either. Kind of the same thing with Link's Awakening. I got a decent amount through it, and then I was like, I cannot play this stupid Game Boy screen. It is too dark. Not going to do it. Does not compute. Gave up. And this game now goes for $52.50, which is a steal because I got it from a game store back in 2015, 2016. A guy named Carl, is a really cool guy in San Jose. I think I picked it up for 15, 20, and even then that was cheaper than what it was going for. Now it had a little bit of a Sharpie on the thing, which if you try and clean, like, do not try and clean labels on Game Boy Color carts, because I made this mistake, and if you can see, you can't really even see the front now. I totally screwed it up, but hey, it's my copy. It's not ever going to go anywhere, but I might want to upgrade someday. But that is number 4. Number 3, now we're getting into a game that I got very, very recently, and I've already done a video on it, and it's got Sharpie on it too, and I knew not to try and clean it more than the initial chance because I knew I'd ruin the label, and that is Survival Kids on the Game Boy Color Black Cart. So we've had a black cart, clear cart, black cart. Mentioned again, these play on the Super Game Boy. The Survival Kids, I picked it up, I want to say, for $60 because it had that. At the time, it was going for closer to $80. It's now going for $99.28. Almost $100, and it's probably just going to keep going up. Very interesting game. Check out my review on it if you want to see my thoughts. It's insane to think that a game came out in 2000. It had such an in-depth day and night crafting system. All the other kit and caboodle, like a very advanced game for the time. It's basically the forefather of the survival genre, but no one ever talks about it. And I don't even know how I came across it. I picked it up really because I was just preparing for the Analog Pocket I just bought, which kind of beefed up my Game Boy collection and Game Boy Color collection pretty significantly when I got one of those, or at least got the pre-order. We'll get that in November now. But that was one I definitely wanted to get. And now number two is the other big boy I wanted to get when I got that Analog Pocket, because I did not know that this was a separate game from one of my favorite games of all time on the PlayStation, which is the Game Boy Color version of Metal Gear Solid. So this now goes for $104. Insane. I got it for $50. And that was 7 months ago, that last summer, not even that long ago. It's doubled in price, and it's probably just going to keep going up. I hear it's a pretty short game. Most Game Boy games are, but just look cool. One of those things where I wanted to get some stuff in anticipation of the Pocket to play and have some good thoughts about. So another game I haven't played yet. Looking forward to it. Heard great things about it. And that brings us to number one. So you heard me talking about Oracle of Seasons. You know I don't get rid of my games. I have one of my original games from childhood where I kept the box, the only Game Boy Color game that I still have CIB, and that is Zelda Oracle of Ages. Got the manual, got the cart, still haven't beaten it, so I will do a Hated Gems on this someday, and maybe finally beat it like I did on Link's Awakening. Originally, Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons were supposed to link up for a third game, but I think that never came about, and they ended up just doing like a bonus dungeon or something like that. But this complete in box goes for $176. So yeah, kind of pricey. I could pretty much buy the rest of these almost for the price of that one. The Game Boy Color cardboard is expensive, mate. I think the game itself is probably around $50, but yeah, all the other stuff. And it's a fun game. I enjoyed it. I'd like to go back and try it now that I mean, Capcom made a great Zelda series. And it's funny, on this list is 3 Zelda games. That's kind of what I always get. I always get the Zeldas. Although maybe I should go pick up the Zeldas on the DS before they get stupid expensive. But yeah, those are my 5 most expensive Game Boy Color games. I will be getting the re-release of Shantae. I ordered that. So I don't know if that's going to be on this list, if that's going to go up in value, but hey, I'll be adding that to my Game Boy Color library. It's pretty short, honestly. I have maybe 20, 30 games for it. My Game Boy collections in general are pretty limited. So that's something I'm definitely, because looking at my collection, I'm kind of good on NES, I'm kind of good on Super NES. PS1 is something I'm trying to focus on now. GameCube I'm pretty good on. It's really stuff like Game Boy Advance, stuff like that. I recently picked up Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, for example. But anyways, that's your list. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what your most expensive Game Boy Color games are. If you have any recommendations for just Game Boy games in general, let me know. Once I get that Analog Pocket, I want to start getting some more reviews of that going. Anyways, it's so great getting a hold of you guys. Take care.